You want the kind of business where one piece of content activates premium buyers instantly and they buy. Your funnel runs like a whole ecosystem where the traffic, the people who are finding your dream clients, your content, your emails are nurturing and converting them. And all of this is working while you are not even offline and sales are coming. You wake up to these sales. Do you hear me well? Yes, let me know. Clients join your world and they stay, they buy again. They ascend into your masterminds, into your high-level, high-ticket programs, long-term spaces, because your leadership makes their results inevitable and they are obsessed with you, with being in your world, because the way your business is set up, like your content, your buyer journey, your client experience, and your leadership are working as a whole ecosystem, and it feels easy, it feels fun for you and for your clients at the same time. And this is when 100K months, like six-figure months, multi-six-figure months, feel like the baseline, not a peak, not something like, wow. You're not saying, wow, how this happened. You say, of course, this is going to happen. I know how this happens. Because you want a business that supports you, the way you think, the way you lead. You want your business to be a reflection of who you are. So you're not putting yourself in a box, in someone else's strategy, structure, or even operations, day-to-day operations of your business. You want your business to be a reflection of how you think, decide, and lead, not a business that requires you to shrink into manageable version of yourself, let's say. Hello everyone, welcome. Since you're here, this means you're ready for your 7-figure year. This means that your 7-figure year is inevitable because you already lead like a CEO and because you already know how to set up your business in a way that is printing money without requiring you all the time. A 7-figure year is not created by doing more. It's created by you leading differently. And after being the intellectual property and my brain has built world-class brands and their exact strategies that scaled these brands to $1 million years or even months on repeat, I can tell you this with an absolute certainty. Your 7-figure year isn't a dream. It's a map. It's a timeline you step into the moment your decisions match the level you're actually playing at. The next 12 months can become the year your revenue compounds. Your decisions accelerate outcomes. We can make this happen, each and every decision, to be a money-generating decision, money-generating activity. So you're not throwing spaghetti at the wall, you're not always busy, and in the end the results are not matching your effort. This is not what we want for you. And we can make this and also your presence to turn into a money multiplying assets. And this is possible. You are 6 to 12 months away from this. But only when you lead like the woman who knows her work deserves to scale. Only when you say, yes, I am done with the noise, I am done with doing everything and not seeing the financial outcome of this, not satisfying enough, and I'm ready to commit to myself, to my business growth, to the profit of my business, to my brand, and I'm ready to stop fucking around with myself and my brand, with all this noise, with all these short-term courses, with all these even high-level masterminds or other spaces that you have been in where you didn't get the support you needed to scale your business to 7 figures. And if you are here, I know you're not entertaining small incremental growth. You're here because the 7-figure year feels close to you. You feel it, even if the numbers look like not so logical. Maybe you're currently making 100K a year, 200K a year, 300K a year, and it seems like a little bit 7 figures. Yeah, I know I could do it, but I don't know if I can do it in 12 months or I will need more time. But you feel it, it's close, it's tangible, it's familiar, it's a matter of time. Like it feels like it's something your system, your body, your mind recognizes already. And right now you're standing at a very specific edge in your business. You're delivering real results, like you're transforming your clients' lives. You're holding clients who rise. You're already making decisions from the woman who knows she's meant for multi six-figure months, or even 7-figure months. Why not? This is so possible. Sorry, I wanted to say this is so possible. But there is one kind of micro tension that you keep feeling. It's not doubt, it's not fear, but it's the knowing that the next chapter requires a deeper level of support, of precision, of strategic partnership than you have ever had before. As I said, you have been in high-level programs, in masterminds, but these were spaces, rooms with 100, 200 people where you're not fully held, you're not fully supported. There is this fake positivity where you are not even allowing yourself to show up and say, I feel there is a bottleneck. I don't know what necessarily it is, but I feel something. I don't know what to do, how exactly to do it, what is standing on my way, what is it? And then you're receiving an advice just being this energy. When this is way more multidimensional and we need to look at it from different perspective to see the nuances of your leadership, your style, your work, how you're helping your people. And this is what precision means. This is what you're going to get when you work with me, because I'm not giving you surface level advices. I'm giving you an advice that is going to work for you in this moment based on where you want to go and be. And you're sensing it. You're already a woman with a serious business. You're leading, as I said, your clients to a massive transformation. You're selling, you're seeing sales, maybe not every single day, not all of the things, but you're seeing sales, you're serving your clients, you're creating great offers, great programs, you're refining your brand, your messaging, your positioning in real time. You're thinking about you have the long-term vision, you're thinking about your long-term positioning while executing the now, and this is huge. You already have a huge success. But there is a gap, and it is not your brilliance or your ability. It is elevation. It is the moment where your results plateau, not because you're necessarily missing something. You're most probably you're not missing something in your strategy or something in your leadership. But because you have outgrown the level of strategy and leadership you're currently operating in. And we need to shift this. We need to level up. We need to set new boundaries. We need to level up your strategy about your brand, about your positioning, about your messaging. And here is how this selling might be showing up for you right now. Just this is no judgment, just analyze, just make sure you're aware, because awareness is 50% of the work that we need to do. So I will be looking at my notes so I don't miss anything. But let's see if you are in any of these situations where the selling could be showing up like any of these. So you're making strong months. So maybe you have like 50K month or 70K month, but it's not compounding. So it looks like you have a 50K month, then it's 30, then it's 20 probably, then it's 40, and you are not necessarily sure how exactly is this happening and why. Like maybe you're feeling, yes, it is because of this offer, or it is because I heavily promoted a higher ticket offer, or because of a launch. But what we need to do is to set you up, set your business up, set your sales system up for daily sales. Daily sales coming from your content, new people finding you, and then these people buying on repeat, plus the people who are already your clients who have bought like once or twice, that we make them ascend into your long-term spaces. So your recurring revenue also grows. This is extremely important. And as someone who didn't listen to the industry and made my first high-ticket sales, because I refused to play the low-ticket sales game, and I also made my first year a six-figure year exactly because I was not listening to what everyone was saying. I know how important this recurring revenue is. This is how I create six-figure years. And I had a peace of mind, and I was able to work on other things that I wanted. But because I focused on high-ticket recurring revenue. And this is, we need to take this very serious, and to see how is this happening in your business. If your business is currently set up, your business model is currently set up for low ticket sales, okay, and if this is something that you love, okay, keep doing it, but let's see how we can compound this, how we can have people buy something that is long-term, your long-term mentorship spaces, coaching spaces, or I don't know, if you're a service provider, you're to make this a recurring service for you. The other way, the other scenario where the ceiling shows up is that you are holding the entire business in your head. The content, the sales cycle, you're escorting every sale, meaning that you're probably sending a lot of emails or DMs to people, and you are holding their hand to press the buy now button. This is what I mean under escorting every sale, and that is so exhausting. If you are doing this all the time, this is going to cap your capacity. That is probably you're fully maxed out in your capacity, and you feel it very exhausting if you have more people. And in this situation, you're often saying, if 30K months or 50K months look like this, what would it be if I make 100K months or 200K months? And this is when you're stopping yourself from that growth that you're capable of, because you are capable of these 7 figures. But we need to make some shifts in your strategy, in your system, how you're operating your business, so we can actually secure, as I said, 7 figures are math. So we can secure and make sure that your business can actually generate these 7 figures, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. The math doesn't math. And if you're currently holding all of these, the delivery, the sales cycle, the content, the sending the links, the dealing with every single thing that a client has to ask, this is slowing the momentum, and you could unleash a big potential. This is an enormous energy that is waiting to be unleashed, literally. And the third scenario is that you might be navigating between showing up in your full potency and translating this into a strategy that scales beyond you actually. So this means that you're probably again your capacity is maxed out and you're trying to scale, but your scalable business is not so scalable, not as scalable as you think, and we need to refine this. We need to pivot your offers, how people are coming in, where are they going, and how are they going through your funnel so they get into a scalable, high ticket recurring space. Okay, this is the ultimate goal that is going to scale you to 7 figures. You need to start the month from a higher recurring revenue. And then we need to make sure that you are not required for each and every sale. We can do this in a couple of ways, both organic and with paid traffic, but we need to make sure that we are utilizing your audience fully and correctly. And right now you're craving something very specific. This is a place, a room where you think bigger than the next launch, because you're not going to be able, or it could happen accidentally, but it's going to be really heavy, really challenging for you and difficult if you are thinking only for the next launch. We need to see the big picture, your vision. How exactly are we going to set up this sales strategy so 7 figures actually look like really happening on paper? And then we are going to map out each and every marketing and sales activity that you're going to be executing on a daily basis in your business, so this becomes a reality. And it is not that difficult. You're simply not clear. You don't have this business plan and business strategy. Your marketing activities are not clearly set up throughout the year. That is why your growth feels like heavy or accidental. That's why you're facing these high cash months, but then the revenue slows down again. You're losing momentum when you're not clear and not working on this big strategic approach, with this big strategic approach. And this is why you need to be in a room where you're going to be thinking way bigger than just the next launch, way bigger than just one piece of content. You need a place where you are going to see how the strategy compounds to your growth instead of just maintaining your current baseline. And trust me, I see this every single day with clients who are already successful, clients who make 200, 300K years. And this is the most common reason why you're in this plateau in between 200, 300K year. Exactly because you haven't leveled up your positioning, your messaging, and you are using a business model for the beginning when your business is starting. That's why you cannot scale it. And that is why we need your strategy to compound your growth instead of slowing it down or capping it into your current baseline. And you want to have a sales system that sets you up for daily buyers, people buying daily, people buying all of the things or a couple of things. These are my signature strategies, the cart value catalyst, where you're going to see that your average cart value is going to grow 3 times in a couple of days. This means that each and every person buys 3 times more. Instead of buying 1 offer, they're going to be buying 3 offers. And then they are going to be joining your high ticket mentorship spaces, memberships, where they're going to, instead of 1 payment of $100, you're going to get 12 payments of 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, even, I don't know, even 10,000 per month. This is simply math and strategy. When you know how to set up your sales system for people who buy daily, clients who ascend, clients who stay with you for 12 months, 24 months, 3 years, it is a completely different frequency, energy, and strategy from the strategy that you're currently using. And that is why you have clients who buy once and disappear. One time payment, we are done, goodbye. No, this is not what we want. This is not how you scale to 7 figures. Or if this is your business model, this means that you need to show up like crazy so you constantly have new people buying. And probably at some point you're going to waste a lot of money on paid traffic, because even paid traffic, this is a long-term strategy, and this is a strategy for traffic that should be scaled as well. Ads are a separate strategy on themselves. And it is a traffic strategy that you need to scale so people who enter your funnel see other ads and buy more. Or you need to support this paid traffic with organic strategy that is going to help people ascend to your long-term spaces, okay? You want your brand to create devotion and repeat sales for these 6-12 months that I'm speaking. You crave support that doesn't collapse when things get big, but sharpens your leadership, that expands your clarity. As I said, this is not going to be a fake positivity, just be on the vibe, but we are going to dive deep and make sure you understand every piece of your strategy and that you're able to execute it. And if something is not working on the way, because this is very possible, or things could change, we are going to adjust your strategy and your actions to it. So we can accelerate your decisions and your actions. This is what you get when you work with me. And this is totally not about motivation. Since you're here, you already want to make multi-6 or multi-7 figure business. You know you need mentorship. You know you need the real marketing and sales strategy, the real business plan. You're fully aware of this. You have probably bought a lot of courses. You have been in mentorship spaces, but you are missing this real support. And you can only get that real support from someone who has seen all of this behind the scenes, not someone who did it one time for myself. Yes, I did 6 figures in my business in the first year exactly because I knew what to do based on my experience from the corporate world, where I knew what works and what doesn't, and I was not doing all the useless activities that you're often told to do. I was very clear, specific. I focused on 3 to 5 actions that actually brought the money. I didn't do half of the things that you are told to do. And once again, this is not about a motivation. This is about you being held at the frequency you operated when you're fully in your power. When you're fully in your power, it's a completely different story. But this is not the fake vibe. This is how you get in your full power. When you see the big vision, the big picture, when you see it mapped out, when you see it written on paper, when you see it, okay, this month, this is what I'm doing. I'm focusing on this, I'm focusing on that, and all the rest is gone. This is how you work less, but you have better results, more sustainable results. Your decisions and actions determine how fast and how sustainably your business expands. Not the motivation, not the luck, not you being busy all the time. not another new trend. The way you think, decide, and execute in the next 6 to 12 months is the single biggest factor that will shape the wealth you're capable of holding. Let me repeat this. The way you think, decide, and execute in the next 6 to 12 months is the single biggest factor that will shape the wealth you're capable of holding. When you step into this long-term strategy, real business decisions, real marketing foundations, real sales architecture. Architecture is a crucial word here. And when you commit to it daily, when you build the momentum and then you elevate this momentum, you're going to see that the growth is very exponential. At some point, you're going to start making 100K months, and then you're going to make 200, but you're never going to be under 100 again, because we are going to compound this. This is when your results stop being a question and they become the map, as I told you. They become your identity. They become inevitable. This is when you say, of course this is going to happen. Of course, this is just a matter of time. And when you see the results, you're going to see, of course, the work I did was exactly about that. And this is exactly what we are going to do together in the She Scales Mastermind. This is not just a container, not just a room. This is the space where your future is designed, reinforced, architectured. We are building this and we are scaling your business in real time for your needs, for the bottlenecks that you might be experiencing. Oftentimes, there are some tiny bottlenecks that you cannot see by yourself. But when I look at it and laser spot them and I tell you, stop doing this, do this instead, shift your positioning from this to that. Let's slightly pivot your strategy from this to that. And suddenly, like with a magic wand, things start working. And you're saying, yes, it's working. Oh, you're sending me DMs. I just posted that post that we refined and someone bought in 15 minutes. And I tell you, yes, of course, I know. I knew this would happen. Because, do you know what I'm doing very differently? We are working very personalized. Like for some, I'm not going to give you a blueprint that works for everyone, because there are certain strategies that you need to apply at a certain stage of your business. Maybe you need to focus more on elevating your community in your paid and free spaces. Maybe I'm going to tell you, okay, let's focus purely on your sales system in the next 2 months. Or maybe in your case, it could be you need to focus on your positioning and messaging. We need to elevate this. Maybe we need to pay attention to your boundaries, how things are happening, so you can improve the delivery and get you out of this maxed out capacity. Maybe we need to give you space. And this is very unique to each and every one of you. This is why when I work with you one-on-one or in masterminds like the She Scales Mastermind, we are going to have one-on-one deep dive strategy calls. This is where we look at your entire ecosystem and design the 7-figure future of your business with you and me. not hypothetically, not on a group call where we have like 10-15 minutes per person, not conceptually, but through tangible decisions, structural pivots, and identity alignment. So your business works for you. Then we identify every bottleneck that is delaying your growth or anything that could be leaking money in your messaging, in your funnel, your boundaries, like maybe your leadership needs to be up leveled. When we do this, your time, your energy, and your brilliance are directed toward the moves that actually compound. And you're going to see that you're going to be doing less work, but way more potent, way more structured, way more organized, and you're going to see way better results from doing 3 to 5 activities that actually move the needle. But that needs to be designed for you. We are also going to build your sales system to do the heavy lifting for you. So you can see that daily sales become the norm, not because you're pushing harder and you're showing up online every 30 minutes because, well, I didn't hit my goal and I need to show up again, but because your strategy finally works in the background, bringing you buyers who upgrade, who ascend, who stay. If a client of mine can double their sales from averaging 800K to 1 million per month to 1.8 millions of dollars in 30 days, followed by $1.4 million in the next month, you can do it. And you know what? As I told you, this is happening in all kinds and sizes of businesses. But when I step in, when we refine your leadership, when we refine your sales system and everything starts working properly, because right now you're doing so many things, but they're not working cohesively. They're not working in one ecosystem. Everything is patchwork. The things are not aligned. Like your messaging is saying one thing, then your brand seems like it could be strengthened. Your sales pages are not fully aligned with what your brand emits and what your positioning is, who you want to attract. And when we fix these 4 elements and I make them work together, we do this together with you, it's a completely different story. It's a totally different story. Your brand becomes the room people want to grow inside. Like, that is why people become obsessed with you, because when we upgrade your brand, not to a niche, not like a trick, when we actually start speaking to this person you want to attract and your brand becomes this asset that attracts people, so your ideal client feels connected. Your ideal client feels, yes, I can grow there. I want this woman to lead me to my transformation. This is a frequency-driven brand that makes premium clients obsessed with buying from you again and again. Then we have group calls where we are going to calibrate your leadership and expand your capacity. We are going to have strategy calls, group calls, and we are also having these one-on-one calls that I mentioned. So you're very supported, not in a way that I hold your hand and you become dependent on me, not in that way. In a way that you are growing, in a way that you are the way that elevates you, the way that is going to show you what and why is not working and how exactly to make it work. The way that disrupts your limiting beliefs or some actions that you're doing subconsciously. This is like we raise the bar in every layer of your business and your identity as a leader, as a CEO of your business. This is boundaries, client experience, delivery, communication, your identity. So you become unfuckwithable while your business becomes scalable. These methods have already created like 71K months in recurring revenue for a client of mine. The $1 million months that I just mentioned a couple of minutes ago, once we applied that architecture. Daily sales from serious premium buyers who sign up and commit for 12-month work without objections, without 1 million questions, simply for your content or your emails. Clients who are resigning again and again and again because the ROI of your work, the leadership is undeniable. So these people simply renew their contracts with you. And you already know this is a long-term work. You already know your business is meant for a different trajectory. Imagine your business. Imagine what your business looks like in 6 months, in 12 months. When this level of structure, strategy, leadership, your identity surrounds you. Imagine what your income will become in 12 months. When your brand, sales ecosystem, your positioning are all designed to scale with you. This is what the She Scales Mastermind activates, builds, and holds. You're already playing the long-term game anyway. You already think like a woman who scales in years, year over year, not simply this month or next month. You already feel how radically different your business could be in 6 months, in 12 months, and how unrecognizable it could be in 12 months. Way more sustainable, way more people buying from you, way more people joining your high-ticket spaces, your long-term mentorship spaces, your long-term coaching, and your recurring revenue growing, secured. She Scales is simply the room where that version of you becomes the blueprint you operate on, where your identity and strategy merge, where your business stops depending on constant effort and begins responding to leadership and strategic systems. DM me She Scales and we'll hop on a pre-qualification call. Of course, there is a pre-qualification call, so we can set you up for 7 figures. We make sure that we are a match, you and me, that you are going to be committed enough to your business growth. So in 6 months, you can say, of course, it works. I will show you the exact pathway your next level wants you to walk. DM me She Scales and let's make your 7-figure year inevitable. I'm so excited. Can't wait to see you. Let me know in the comments what resonates with you, even if you're catching the replay. And DM me She Scales if you want to make your next year, your 7-figure year, in a sustainable, easier way, much more potent way, and to level up your leadership so people are buying from you on repeat and your business grows year over year. Thank you for your time. See you soon. Goodbye.